YouTube. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy CDotty, and today we are back with another reaction video. And today we are reacting to accidentally confessing to a murder. Now we're gonna see how this dumbass, fat, beer belly, Trump looking ass nigga accidentally confessed to a murder. Let's get right into the video.
I know you've been interviewed on this thing before.
Oh,
Okay?
wrong dude. Wrong dude. This bald, Ginobili. Fuck it. Let go.
This is 72-year-old Merle.
Wait. What was that? What is this camera angle? Where did this come from? What the fuck? This nigga forehead. Look at this. This nigga had like a go-kart track on his forehead. Look at this shit.
This is 72-year-old Merle Mackey, who is currently being interrogated by detectives.
Okay, this is my last time pausing it for a little minute. Never heard a dude named Merle in my life. Ever. First dude ever.
At the Hernando County Sheriff's Office for the disappearance of his wife, Evelyn Laverne Mackey, in 1981. To understand...
This dude, 72 years old. You lived your whole life to end up going to hell just because you killed your wife. What the? You lived your whole 72 old ass life. You couldn't wait 20 more years, nigga. You don't have long left.
And how we got here and why he's being interrogated
What's wrong
for a
with buddy?
missing case that happened over 3 decades ago. We need to know how this whole thing began.
How did it begin? What is that? Burger King? Don't tell me you killed over a Whopper.
The story takes place in Hernando County, Florida. Evelyn Laverne, who was divorced from her Navy
I forgot
SEAL
he's
husband,
72. I'm like, what type of foreign
had
ass
to raise
pictures
her
is
2
this?
children on her own.
Forgot he's 72.
11-year-old Kelly Carpenter and 19-year-old Charles Trulock. Sometime in the late 70s, she met Merle Mackey at a prison outreach ministry for non-violent offenders. This event took place at her local church, and after seeing each other regularly, the two quickly formed a strong relationship. Merle was in and out of prison at the time, but quickly settled and moved in with Evelyn once they got married. They were a happy couple, and everything seemed to be going smoothly.
Nigga was old when he was young. What the fuck? Nigga was old his whole life.
Teenage daughter last saw her on the morning of November 5th, 1981.
81?
She made breakfast for her daughter,
this case happened
and
in
Evelyn's
81?
new husband, Merle Mackey, took her to school. That afternoon, Merle went to pick up Evelyn's daughter alone. He told her and her brother that Evelyn had gone to Ohio to take care of her.
Yo, what the fuck is in this nigga throat? I know what Adam's apple are, but bro, what? You making me insecure? Like, am I about to have that? I don't want that though.
Alone.
Nigga, get in a fight, nigga. I'ma chop that shit right in your fucking neck. Nigga, you're gonna be like, can't breathe.
He told her and her brother that Evelyn had
shit.
gone to Ohio to take care of her sick sister-in-law. But she did not arrive there, and her sister-in-law wasn't expecting a visit from her. Just a few days after Evelyn was last seen, Kelly was starting to get more and more worried for her mother, continually asking her stepfather about her whereabouts and when she would be coming home. Merle also told the police different stories, saying Evelyn had gone to Tampa, Florida, that she...
Stop, father! I could touch my kid! Oh my... What did that just piss me off thinking about? I will beat that nigga ass, boy. What wrong with the stepdad, nigga?
He had returned
bad,
home
that didn't
and
piss
left
me
with a
off.
boyfriend. This didn't align with his previous statements and seemed completely out of character for Evelyn. Merle's lies did not stop there. He consistently changed his story, stating that she'd gone away to be a missionary, or that she left the country to live somewhere else. The only thing that the detectives were certain of was that Merle Mackey was a compulsive liar. He was a person who liked to tell falsehoods out of habit, and he continued to tweak and change his narrative each time he was interviewed. All that detectives knew at the time.
This case
was that
happened in
Evelyn
72.
vanished
How
from
long
the
did it
face of the
take?
Earth on November 5th. There was no record of her being anywhere. Her family reported her missing in January 1982. Detectives learned that on the day she went missing, money had been withdrawn from her banking account multiple times.
Oh my
Months
goodness.
later, the account was completely empty. At that point, the case went cold, and it was not until Sergeant Phil Lankin attended the National Homicide Conference 33 years later that an inquiry into Laverne's disappearance was reignited. Investigators tracked down Merle in Chandler, Texas, and executed a ruse.
Yo, y'all remember that show named Cheaters? Like this is the shit they pulled up in. They got that shit on his ass.
They told him a plane crashed in South America.
They put up in a van like those.
Laverne's remains.
They hop out the van, boy. I'm just
to money from the airline. In order for Merle to collect the payment, however, they said he needed to go over his statement regarding her disappearance. Merle agreed, and once back at the station, investigators would ask him to authenticate his previous interview transcripts.
Dead, but he's ready to die.
Do you remember the day she left? No. I'm trying to think.
Did you just laugh? Okay, this happened in '82. Why do I see color here? Like this case took way too long. First off, this case took way too long. Why? Like I shouldn't even be able to see this. How long this shit was.
Here, the detective is clearly frustrated, but he quickly makes it seem as if he was joking, as he laughs.
Isn't there a different camera angle to that? Like, this is not no 82. I waited too long.
And backed into a corner.
Still lived his whole life. He only got 10 more years left.
Establishing a friendly atmosphere where it's easy for both of them to converse is highly important in this interrogation.
Do you remember her ever saying something about her brother's wife being sick? I don't recall that at all. And we'll go from there. I can't even remember what I ate for supper yesterday. The day she came up.
Shut your dumb ass up. You making jokes and shit.
Any clue. When she left, do you remember going to the bank and getting money out of the bank? The bank remembers you going to the bank and getting money out of the bank. I don't know how much I got. I could tell you, but I'm not going to. I want to validate these interviews, and you're making it hard on me. I thought we'd be in and out of here in about 45 minutes. A little further.
At this point, the situation...
Was that supposed to be a watch he just touched? What is this? What the fuck? What is that? That's not no watch, boy.
At this point, the situation is very fragile. The detective has no legal right to detain Merle, and if he pushes him too far, he will leave. The detective is trying to find the right balance of still fishing for the right information, whilst being careful not to trigger Merle into leaving the room.
This is an interview that you had here. He said, well, she already had the suitcase packed and all that stuff. She's going to take it with her. Do you remember why she told you she needed to go again?
Her brother's wife was sick. I don't remember what she was sick from. Had she ever gone up to take care of her brother or his wives or anything before? I don't think so. Was that the first time? Yeah. She said she was going to be gone for a couple of weeks, and if she'd gone a little bit longer, I just figured something needed a little more time. That memory's a lot better than you remember. Something that I discovered was that she had been going with some guy that she worked with at the driver's license office.
He said, I saw her. So he asked me, okay. He said, I saw her about a week after that phone call, second phone call. She had a green Cutlass.
I wanted to go through your
It's not green. What the fuck?
I wanted you to realize what you said back then. And did I kind of play a trick on you about she's been found before? Yes, I did. Okay? And I apologize for that. But I didn't know any other way I could get you to walk through this story. Back on November the 5th, 1981, okay?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
This nigga Poppy did forget how long that shit was.
all of this time.
Notice how Merle's demeanour has changed. He went from being relaxed and confident throughout the entire interview to being slightly anxious and attentive the more that the detective pushed on a hard subject.
And quite frankly, this is coming back to haunt you. Well, you know what? Our case went to Cold Case, which is us, and it's been put together. And it's coming. It's coming.
Merle.
And
Merle? Like, come on.
Straight up. What?
You should have smacked your parents back in 1920.
In 1981, there was a statute of limitations in place for second-degree murder, which has already expired, meaning the detectives needed a confession in order to charge him with premeditated first-degree murder. Otherwise, Merle would be free to go home.
There are enough.
This dumbass nigga could have went home.
Back then, you told so many different versions of what happened to her. One minute you say that she left and flew up to her brother's. No, she went and she ran off with another man. And then you told them that you went down to Key West and y'all were getting married again. And then there's you going draining her money out of the bank. Yes, you did that. But your whole life has been a con. This is a con. You are the ultimate
Thought he
con
was
man.
pulling his eyeball out.
3 different women in that church. What we did was chase down everybody because we wanted to go back and prove every single lie that you made. We've talked to 15, 16, 17 people involved and around Laverne's life. We've gone through everything. My granny's telling you it's for real.
At this point, Merle feels like he's been backed into a corner, so he decides to change strategy.
Now, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Who says she's dead?
We know she.
How do you know she's dead? How do you determine that Laverne is dead?
I'm trying to get in here and reach this man that's in here. You can say
Nigga,
whatever
fuck
you want.
reaching. Nigga, punch that nigga.
Body back to her daughter so that she can flip and marry her. Please.
Tell me what we're at. Where are we at right now?
Merle,
Are
I'm
you
asking
just waiting for a confession?
Get back to telling yourself, stupid ass nigga.
about the confession because I don't need it.
This was a blatant lie by the detective, but it is necessary because it makes Merle feel like he's already been found out, when in fact the only way the detectives can charge Merle with anything is if he has a confession. Merle is still able to walk free.
What do you want?
I want a body.
Tell me bottom line. I want to know where she's at.
When this story finally gets told, you are going to look like such a flippin'.
Oh, they haven't even found her body?
Low light. Give me the damn body. Because without the body, it looks like a first-degree murder in every way, shape, form, or fashion. It's the absolute truth. And then you have to cover up to it.
They haven't even found the body. What is he doing with it?
Will it work out best for you to tell me where that body is? Absolutely.
You're walking. I am not convinced that.
What the Oh, I thought he was putting cologne on.
Free man today.
Well,
I can get up and leave at any time. Can I get up right now and leave?
yeah.
Sure.
Merle is now seconds away from leaving. The detective quickly comes up with his final strategy. He would now try and downplay the entire incident, convincing him that whatever happened was not his fault and it was merely an accident. For Merle, this is a much easier thing to confess to, rather than being seen as a heartless murderer. Although this still wouldn't convict him of first-degree murder, it was now their only option.
I can tell you this. If she injured herself by accident, or if she did something like that, and you've been worried about all of this time, and you've just been afraid, out of fear, to come forward, Merle, can we prove there's a crime? I don't know.
I can only tell you, I can sit here and look at you dead on. I'm reading you. I see that you want to talk and tell us where she is. I know you know. I can tell by looking at you. Did I tell you I like to go fishing? Yes, it did. Okay. I went fishing at English. She fell at the dock, hit her head, fell in the water. I have been back there 100 times, raving about that deal, that I didn't jump in the water and save her. I've been living with this for 32 years. I was scared.
Damn, why are they taking so long in this
After
case?
almost
32
33
years?
years, Merle Mackey has finally admitted that his wife was indeed dead, and that he was present at the scene. However, the detectives are not fully convinced of this version of the story.
Why didn't you call for help and say, hey, she's in the water?
Her head was bleeding pretty bad. She was not breathing.
The body in the water, especially that one, it doesn't go away. Please.
I put some weight on her to take her bottom down. When I roped that rope around that woman and watched her sink, it's never gone away. It was an accident.
You telling me the truth right now?
I'm telling you, this is straight business.
Marilyn, you're picking her up.
I just took her
Are you
clothes.
pulling her and you're taking her up out of the water? Did you lift her back up onto the dock?
No, because she was, blood was just spurting out. Just spurting out.
At this precise moment, Merle Mackey unknowingly confessed to committing first-degree murder. The word spurting suggests that Evelyn was still bleeding and therefore alive when Merle decided to tie her up and throw her into the water.
I held her with one hand. I took the anchor, I put it on her, I wrapped it
The
around her.
fuck? So she was dying, so you just said, fuck it. So, like, what?
Tell us where we can find her so we can give her body
Cap.
back to her kid.
Give her body back to her kids.
I will.
drive to Florida, and I'll go with you to that time. And I will call you as soon as I get there.
You could go there with us. You could drive in the front seat. And we could go there.
I don't want to do that. I'm done. I'm done. You want to argue? I don't want to argue. I said I will be in Florida, and I will show you the doctor. That's it. I'm done.
You're not going home, buddy. You're done.
Although Merle had confessed to killing his wife, the case was out of the detectives' jurisdiction, meaning they had no authority or arrest powers. They presented the case to Florida's 8th Judicial Circuit Assistant Attorney Brian Kramer, and a grand jury indicted Merle for first-degree murder.
Yep.
Detectives searched the docks where he claimed to have left Laverne's body, but they concluded there was no way her body was going to be found. They didn't believe that Merle was telling the truth
32 years.
about where he hid the body. Merle pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 10 years in prison.
Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that? This nigga only gonna get 10 years. Cause he's so fucking old and his case is done for. Like, the niggas waited 32 years. Like, that shit just pissed me off, man. If y'all like this video, just keep watching and subscribe to the channel, man, and I'm out this bitch, bro. Gang.